what are critical minerals, discuss their distribution and potential in India. What are critical minerals? Discuss their distribution and their potential in India. A very current affair based lot of discussions. So आपको ना 2-3 टर्म पता होना चाहिए. What are rare earth minerals? What are strategic minerals? And what are critical minerals? There is no definition as such, okay, but these terms are used differently. Okay, rare earth minerals, these are those group of elements and minerals, okay, that are difficult to extract, very minute quantities obtained, after tons and tons of ores processing. Rare earth minerals. Okay, so we're talking about, the names. What are the examples of rare earths? So, about monazite sands and thorium. You know about uranium. We also have lithium. Okay, the list of the rare earths, I believe. Okay, then there are 17 of them. Then what are strategic ones? The strategic ones are those that are typically important for defense and security development and defense-based industries. So missile development, you have got atom bombs development. Okay, we're talking about technologies or material related to stealth. Okay, technologies. Those are strategic. And what are critical? These are those which are important for futuristic development. Okay, they are critical for the new cutting edge technologies, those which are related to solar energy, related to development of batteries, those which are important for high grade alloys. Okay, so ये 3 categories हैं: rare earth minerals, strategic minerals, and critical minerals. But then after having said this, these terms are also used interchangeably. The three terms are also used interchangeably. So the examples of what are those minerals? So lithium, germanium, we have got tantalum, nickel, cobalt. We also have all the rare earths, etc. In total, we talk about 12 critical minerals. There are 12 critical minerals associated with specialized use in automobiles, defense systems, laptops and electricals, medical imaging, nuclear energy and smartphones. बस आप इतना याद रखना. What are critical minerals? So we have identified 12 critical minerals, and here we are talking about fuel, okay, manufacturing sector. So there's a difference between rare earth, strategic minerals, and critical minerals. The word critical, it's more in terms of futuristic technologies. Energy mein ho, entertainment mein ho, electricals mein ho, they're critical. Not found in large amount, but they're very, very important. And they are found important in specialized use in automobile sector, defense sector, laptops, electricals, electronics, medical imaging, nuclear energy, and smartphones. And what are those minerals? आप ये 5-6 नाम याद रखना. Lithium, germanium, germanium semiconductors, lithium batteries, tantalum alloys, nickel and cobalt also alloys, and a range of rare earth. These are the range. So these are 12 critical minerals. And our objective is that, or the idea is that for India becoming, germanium is used as a semiconductor. Germanium and silicon, they're used as semiconductors. For India becoming self-sufficient, and ये जो idea है आत्मनिर्भर in all critical cutting edge technologies by 2030. India needs assured supply of critical minerals. India needs critical supply of critical minerals. This is the introduction here, more or less. Now, importantly, India has decent reserves. India is among the 5th largest reserves of such minerals, but our production is extremely inadequate. India has decent reserves. It has the 5th largest reserves of these minerals, but our production is highly inadequate. There are 3 reasons why the production is inadequate. है तो सही हमारे पास. But why is the production inadequate? There are 3 reasons. One is the bulk of these minerals are managed by Indian Rare Earth Limited, some of which are managed by Atomic Energy Division. Both of them are PSUs and they are not competitive. That's one reason. The second reason is accessibility to these mineral regions is inadequate. In fact, one of the largest states with these is Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh. Himalayas have a decent amount of these minerals. Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh, Himalayas. So accessibility is inadequate. And third is the technologies required is again inadequate. It is cheaper to import. In fact, China dominates more than 90% of production of such minerals. And India depends on imports. There are 2 sources of imports. India depends on imports from China, and recently we are into talks for developing our imports from Australia. But the interesting aspect is India has more reserves than Australia in these minerals. If you look at the reserves, India has in some ways more amount of reserves than Australia. Yet India is the net importer from Australia. Net import from Australia. उसमें मैंने कहा the main reason is accessibility problems हैं, and there are technology problems required for extraction and for processing. Extraction and for processing. Okay, so second point, I said the problems of accessibility. You can't reach the regions. Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, and Himalayas, these are known to have good amount of rare earths. And I said the technology requirements is also inadequate in India. The technology required for processing, the technology is required for mining is inadequate. And hence India is dependent on imports. Hence India is dependent on imports. Or imports mein, the largest supplier is China and Australia. Now, in the distribution conditions required for distribution, most of these rare earth, they are associated with old, metamorphosed, cratonic blocks. ये rare earths कहाँ मिलते हैं ज़्यादा? They're more associated with metamorphosed old cratonic blocks because they require tremendous amount of, you can say geomorphic processes, for their conversion. That's why northern plains is almost non-existent in the resources. I'm talking about the distribution, His condition, distributions. Northern plains almost non-existent hai. Himalayas mein, wherever we have got geothermal vents and exposed crystalline rocks, these have, and we also have them in peninsular plateau. We know that these are in parts of southern Karnataka mein hai. We have this in parts of Telangana. We have these in parts of Bundelkhand, southern Aravallis. Wherever we have these large cratonic blocks. So Himalayas mein geothermal vents ke saath hain, exposed crystalline rocks, and in the peninsular plateau, we find them in parts of southern Karnataka, Telangana. We find them in Bundelkhand region and in southern Aravallis. Southern Aravalli. Eastern side, mein, it's more of the plains. We don't have as many of them. We don't have as much. Southern Aravallis. Northern Aravallis में mining issues हैं, sand mining and इसके अलावा we also have placer deposits along the coast. So along the coast mein, you find these along the Malabar coast. We have along Odisha coast. We also have along the Tamil Nadu Coromandel coast. Odisha sands have placer deposits, Placer. Malabar has monazite sands, yes. Malabar, Kerala, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Coromandel coast. So this is how we have the distribution of the rare earths and the critical minerals. Rare earths and the critical minerals. Global distribution. I'll give you 6-7, 6-7 of them. जैसे कि germanium, US leads and Australia. Germanium, US and Australia. Lithium, it is China. Nickel, we have Canada, US, Australia, Brazil. Yes, lithium, is very important for, we can add lithium. China. It's very important for your cells. जो आपके solar cells हैं, or even otherwise, rechargeable cells mein, lithium is very important. A lot of talk about lithium batteries and what Tesla is trying to acquire and develop. Okay, China is the leading producer of this. Monazite, thorium. Okay, this again, China is a very important producer. Okay, important producer. And tantalum, India almost non-existent. Iska bhi, China is an important producer, tantalum. Then you have zirconium. Isme India is an important producer, Malabar coast. Otherwise, it is Australia and South Africa. You have one more, beryllium. This is also used in batteries, electrolysis. Beryllium is also used in batteries, electrolysis. India has good resources in parts of Rajasthan. Along the Aravallis, we have it. Otherwise, good amount of this is also found in China. So I think this much of names, if you can use as a table, it'll have a fair amount of richness to your answer. You don't have to know all the names. Ye 4-5 name, Canada, US, Australia, India, these bigger countries. Of course, some of them also found in parts of Russia also. Okay, but if you use these many names, that's good enough, more or less. Okay? And the main issue is that India has to develop its own technology. India has to develop its own all indigenous mining and processing. ऐसा नहीं है कि इंडिया के पास नहीं है, but the processes are so expensive, it is cheaper to import these products from outside. But ultimately, looking for some kind of self-sufficiency and not be subject to global geopolitical distribution and the politics, it's always wise that India develops its own technology here. So what are critical minerals? Discuss the distribution, discuss the significance of these minerals. So India has this, India needs to develop it.